Hello, this is Pamela Topjian, and I'm going to talk today about the difference between oracle cards and tarot cards. I've been considering doing this for a while. I'm no expert. I'm not a card reader. I used to be a card reader. I used to read tarot. I was a part of a paranormal investigation group for a short time, maybe a year, maybe a little longer, but not too long. And I did some events with them and did some tarot readings and did some personal readings at that time. And it's so involved. Now, I'm talking more than 10 years ago. I'm talking 2012, around there. It's just so involved. There's so much with tarot. And it's a game that goes back, I said a game. It was first started as a game, or they said that it was a game so that it wouldn't be seen as something like part of the occult or something that the part of Wiccan or witches do. So it wouldn't be snuffed out, as they called it a game. But there's just so much ancient symbolism, numerology, astrology. There's just so much to each card that it would take a lifetime to really understand all that's in the cards. And so that's one main reason that I kind of gave it up, because I didn't feel like, or I gave up doing readings because I didn't feel like I was giving it the justice that it deserved. I didn't feel like I had the time, and and honestly, I wasn't all that interested to put everything into that. But a lot of card readers are really awesome card readers because they are very intuitive and possibly even somewhat psychic. Those are the best readers because the cards are just like, oh, this is where we're going, and then it just they just get the information, or it's more intuitive for readers. But I'm going to show you a couple of the differences. So with tarot cards, there's a certain number of cards. I think it's 78 or 76 or something like that. There's a certain number. It goes in a sequence. It's like the wheel of life, but you've got your major arcana and your minor arcana, and just there's just so much that it's a huge rabbit hole. And if you're ever interested in tarot, there's so much information out there just because it's that involved. But I would love to be able to be like an expert, but I also have other interests and other things in my life that I'm doing that sort of take a front seat to that, above in front of that. So I'm going to show you some of the decks. Oh, well, let me first say the word oracle is like a guide, a spiritual teacher, a wise man or a wise person. That's what the word oracle means. So an oracle card is supposed to help give you guidance and clarity and wisdom. And an oracle card might have one word, might have one sentence. It might have even like an affirmation. It might have like a little paragraph on it. So that's another big difference between oracle cards and tarot cards. So let me show you. I've got much more than what I'm going to show you today, but this is a more traditional, one of the first known is the Universal Weight Tarot deck. And the illustrations are by Pamela Coleman Smith. So let me just show you a few cards here. I'm not doing any readings or anything today. I'm just showing you for people who might not have seen or really know much about. And they've got the different suits, almost like playing cards. So like you've got your, ooh, that's better. There's cups, have to do with emotions, and that corresponds with the hearts in a playing deck and stuff like that. But this is a card that people are a lot of times afraid to see, but it really has more to do with temptation, being pulled away by something that you know isn't quite right for you, but you do it anyway. You're tempted. That's the more the devil card usually, and it can be a relationship or it can be anything. So this is another card that people are a lot of times afraid of. And it really is a good card to get because it means change is coming. And it means that, you didn't make the changes that you needed from the universe. The universe is going to do it for you. Uh, on my channel here, I do holistic connections, conversations with holistic practitioners, where I talk with holistic practitioners. And there was one that was talking about listening to the whispers of the universe. And I'm a few weeks ahead of that, so that won't be coming out till later. I think that was Amara. So we're listening to the whispers of the universe. So the universe or your intuition or whatever it is, whatever you believe in, is gives you signs and gives you little whispers and inklings of changes that you need to make. And then you get a yell, and then you get knocked by a brick wall with these changes that you needed to make and you wished you would have listened to the whispers. Well, the tower card is more like that. The rug is going to be pulled out from under you because big changes are needed, basically. So the thing about tarot too, and even oracle cards, I was talking with this a little bit with a friend the other day, is about it's not necessarily predicting the future. Now, the Tower card of tarot, the rug is going to be pulled out from underneath. Everything is going, okay, and you need to make changes, but you're just sort of holding back because it's usually hard to make those big life changes. Don't worry about the Tower card. You can make those changes yourself. You can change what is predicted for you by your everyday actions and even your thought process and mindset. So it's not necessarily like a fortune teller kind of a thing. It's more of this is the direction you're going. This is the guidance that you might need. So here's the Hanged Man, which can be a little, might look a little scary for some people, but that's really just you're being held up. There's something, whatever project you're working on, maybe it's something personal, maybe it has to do with a job or schooling or something. It's being held up, and you might not understand why, but the hanged man is coming to tell you that more insights are needed, or there's a rest period is needed, or something like that to hold you up and hold you back. Don't go so fast at it. Hold on. So it's just a reminder. So that's that's the tarot. So there are cards that are kind of a hybrid tarot that are tarot oracle, and this is one of my favorite decks. It's the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, and that's by John Holland. And so they do use some of the symbolism of tarot and have some of the same cards, but it's not necessarily a tarot deck. This is the one that is similar to the Devil card. People that are learning to listen to their intuition and trying to strengthen their abilities, a lot of times they will use tarot for that because a card will just open that up. And once you start looking, then it'll open some of those channels up for you. And you learn to listen to what's coming in compared to what am I thinking. So when you look at a tarot card, if you're just learning to read, instead of going right to the booklet, it's a good idea to ask yourself, what does this card remind me of? How does this card make me feel? So even without knowing the symbology or knowing numerology or anything about astrology, or without knowing any of that, use your intuition and ask yourself, how does this make me feel? What does this card make me think of? And you, the reader, might come up with something totally different than the person you're reading for if you're reading for somebody else. And I always feel like it's the reader, the one who is reading the cards, that's what it is. So one of the cards reminds you of a situation in your life, then that's kind of what that card might mean when you're reading, or part of it anyway. So cards can be all different sizes. So you saw the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. And there's even ones much bigger than this. And there's mini ones smaller than this. So there's a million, just like Oracle, there's a million different like themes and types. But when it comes to tarot, they're all going to have the same cards. But Oracle is totally different. So this is one of my favorites, the Art Nouveau tarot deck. and it's gold and glittery and shiny. I don't know if you can see that, but these are really cool. I love the look of these. Each tarot deck is going to have the same amount of cards, and they're all going to have the same, you're going to have your major arcana and your minor arcana. There's going to be a tower card in every tarot deck, kind of a thing. Um, so with oracle cards, like I said, it can be one word, one sentence, or it can be a paragraph. So this is a deck I have, and it's called Blessings from Your Heart, Honoring Your True Self. I'm just going to pull one card here. Celebration of Love. So you want to say, how does that make me feel? How does that fit in my life right now? And let's see. So here's one from a friend of mine, Conscious Spirit Oracle deck. And these also have a lot of symbology with them. Some oracle cards are more involved than others. I'm going to show you a few of these. This one says, I respect all of nature's elemental beings and help preserve life on Earth. This is what the back of them look like. Really pretty, huh? That's with the chakra system. I'm going to show you a couple more of those just for fun. This one says, I'm guided by the cycles of life and live in complete harmony with them. Look at how awesome that is. And that is the Conscious Spirit Oracle deck. And here's my newest Oracle deck, Woven Spirit Oracle. This one just says focus. So it remind you when you pull that card, oh, I need to focus in a little more on whatever it is. Here's one that says recognize. So not all Oracle decks, but most of them will come with a little booklet. So there's like more information if you want to, but you can just look at this and say, it's time to recognize, what's going on around you or what's going on within you. You might have been putting your head in the sand knowingly, not looking at something for its full meaning or expression or influence on your life, but it's asking you to recognize that some of these are really interesting. And here's one that says empathy. We all know what empathy means, and when you pull this card, maybe that's telling you need some more empathy. So I hope that I have kind of answered the question of the difference between tarot and oracle and given just a tiny little bit of information about what, if you never heard of tarot or oracle, just a tiny bit of information about what they're about. If you have any other questions, or if you would like me to do a card pull or something once in a while, or I don't know if I could even do one once a week if you wanted to do it for the week, but there's a lot of other channels out there. And I have a friend who is an awesome tarot reader. She's very intuitive. She does have a YouTube channel, and I will link it below, but she doesn't post all the time, but definitely worth checking out. But there's a ton of others as well. Find somebody that resonates with you, that you enjoy watching, that their readings seem to fit with you. That's always important. Okay, thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Please check out the playlist. This is not my normal kind of video that I do on here, but check out the playlist for the holistic connections. I have guided meditations and visualizations. I have other kinds of self-help and self-care information and topics. If you have a suggestion for a topic you would like to see me discuss on here, please let me know. And of course, I'm going to ask you to like and subscribe. Thanks.